of what was, in my opinion, Stephen already mentioned, the fight of the year 2016, which is Carl Frampton and Leo Santa Cruz. We just came back from a press stop in Dublin, in Belfast, Ireland, which was fantastic, and it really shows you what we think about this card. Usually international press tours or outdoor press events are really reserved for pay-per-view events. So this is really, these two events together could easily be a pay-per-view. So all of you who are subscribers to Showtime, thank you to Showtime for bringing this card without asking you to reach in your pocket and not doing it as a pay-per-view. So we had a tremendous turnout in Belfast. It was fantastic. We went on sale with the tickets yesterday. As you know, the fight will take place January 28th at the MGM Grand. Tickets went on sale, and it's about, out of the 13,000 tickets or so for sale, almost half of the tickets were gone in the first day. A huge buy yesterday, a huge rush for tickets, and it's no surprise. Ticket prices are starting as little as $50. So for $50 you can see one of the best cards in recent memory, and the ringside tickets are $500, and then there's anything in between. I think well over half of the arena is scaled for $100 and $50 a ticket. So make sure, be there, be part of this great event. On one side you have the Fighting Irish, and on the other hand you have the Aztec Warrior. You mix these two together, you know it can only be another Fight of the Year candidate. These two guys, they could fight 10 times, and you would have 10 times a Fight of the Year, and probably 10 times a very close decision as we've seen the first time around. These are our modern day gladiators, the definition of modern day gladiators. Yes, a big hand to these two guys. Before I'm going to introduce Leo, I'd like to acknowledge his father, who is his trainer as well, Jose Santa Cruz. He, as we know, the first time around was battling cancer and still does so, but I have very positive news that his cancer is in remission. He's doing much better, so I'm very happy to report that. It's a pleasure now to ask Leo's brother Tony up to the podium to say a few words. So you want to come up? Come on.
Hola, buenas tardes a todos. Pues estamos echando ganas aquí con mi hermano. Yo sé que mi papá ahorita está un poco todavía enfermo, ya está recuperándose, pero yo le estoy echando ganas aquí con mi papá. Él me dice de afuera que qué combinaciones darle a mi hermano, y estamos haciendo todo bien. Él se está viendo fuerte, mi hermano está fuerte, y vamos a ir al 100 ahora, a agarrar ese cinto para atrás.
Can you translate? Yep. Can you turn the mic up, please? Hello? It's ready, yep.
We are currently working hard with my brother. My dad's been a little sick, but he's better now. He's been telling me what kind of drills to work, what combinations to work with him. And we're just happy to be preparing for this fight. We've got a good camp and ready to go.
Thank you. Well, the man I'm going to introduce to you now, I have known him for a long time, and is truly one of the most exciting fighters in the ring. Never in a boring fight, a volume puncher, very dedicated to the sport. He is already a three-division world champion, one of the most accomplished fighters coming out of the boxing-rich hotbed of Mexico. Clearly one of the superstars from Mexico, and really with his accomplishments in the ring has become one of the best fighters ever to come out of Mexico. He knows that he needs to make adjustments, and he will make adjustments. We know he had a lot of distractions, and these are not excuses. but you will see a Leo Santa Cruz on January the 28th like you have never seen a Leo Santa Cruz. He wants to set the record straight, and it's a pleasure and an honor now for me to introduce to you my good friend, Leo Santa Cruz.
Muy buenas tardes a todos. Good afternoon to everyone. Estoy muy contento de estar aquí y estoy muy agradecido a toda la gente, a todos los fans que me siguen apoyando a partir de que recibí la primera derrota. Ustedes no me dieron su espalda, me siguieron apoyando, me dieron palabras de más motivación, que me motivaron a querer subir al ring para atrás de nuevo y agarrar la revancha. También, le quiero agradecer a mi manager, a Heyman, por haber tratado todo lo posible para agarrarme la revancha para atrás y que fuera aquí en Las Vegas, un poco cerca de, como pues se puede decir, mi segunda casa, ya que aquí Los Ángeles es mi casa, pero Las Vegas también está muy cerca, estoy muy contento, motivado, y le quiero agradecer a todo mi equipo, a Showtime, a Stephanie Espinosa, a Richard Schaefer por esta oportunidad. Y como les dijo, la primera pelea, mi papá estuvo enfermo, yo entrené duro, pero no entrené, pienso que como debía haber entrenado. Hubo errores que hicimos porque ya que mi papá no estaba ahí corrigiéndonos, pero ahorita gracias a Dios, gracias a todos los rezos de la gente que nos dieron, mi papá ya está ahorita, ya casi, su cáncer ya casi está, ya no está ahí el cáncer casi, él va a estar ahí todo mi campamento entrenando conmigo fuerte y vamos a ir a dar una gran pelea. Si ustedes miraron la primera pelea, fue una pelea que les gustó a todos los fans, a toda la gente, y también le quiero dar las gracias a Frampton por taking the rematch en Vegas. Frampton es un gran peleador. Frampton is a great fighter. As you guys saw, he got the respect from you guys because he showed that he's a great fighter, a great champion, and I know it's going to be a pretty even fight this time too. You know, it's a pretty close fight because we both, sport champions, and we both train really hard for our families, for you guys, for the fans, to give you guys great shows. And I know that this first match is going to be, very hard too. It's going to be tough, but that's why we're going to go in the gym, train, focus, and just go out there and give you guys another fight of the year, and even better than the first one. Thank you.
Thank you, Leo. Now it's a pleasure for me to introduce to you the team from the world champion, Carl Frampton. First off, one of the most recognized trainers now in the world, who is training many champions. He really, in the UK market, has become the trainer and is sought out by many fighters. He is training as well David Hay, who had a quite eventful press conference of his own yesterday in England for his fight. But it is a pleasure now to introduce to you Shane McGuigan.
Good afternoon. I just want to reiterate what Leo's been saying. It's going to be a great fight, the first one. Stars make fights. These two could fight, as Richard said, 10 times. It would be a great fight. Leo had a lot of distractions in the camp with his dad, and I think he's going to be a better fighter the second time. But this was Carl Frampton's first time stepping up to 126 pounds. He didn't know where he was supposed to be training at, what weight he was going to be walking in the ring at. So these were new experiences for Carl Frampton. So they both learned from that first fight, and I think the second fight is going to be a better fight. They're both going to give a little bit more, and the fans are going to be the ones that's going to enjoy the action. But I'm really looking forward to it. Camp's been going great. Can't wait to get out to Vegas and start really preparing for the last little final leg. And you're going to see the same decision, a win. Sorry everyone, with Frampton, but it's going to be a great fight. Thank you.
Well, we'll see about that, but we might have some different opinions here, right? Yeah. You see? So, again, I want to thank Cyclone Promotions, the promoter for Carl Frampton. We have Rupert here and Jake McGuigan as well. It's a pleasure to work with your team, and I look forward to continue to work with you January the 28th and beyond. Now I'd like to turn over the microphone to the manager of Carl Frampton. As I mentioned before, a legend on his own, former world champion, and a great man as well, very passionate about the sport, and that's Barry McGuigan.
Good afternoon. How delightful it is to be in such wonderful weather. We had pretty foul weather back home in Ireland. It's fantastic to be here. This is a great occasion. Michael Garcia, Dejan, Leo Santa Cruz, what a fighter, incredible fighter. Carl Frampton, an incredible fighter. It's going to be a magnificent show. Delighted to be working with Richard and Tom Brown, and of course the man himself, Al Heyman, top guy. It's great to be here. I know you're going to get value for money. Stephen Espinoza, putting the show on, not charging anybody. We love this free-to-air stuff, well, relatively so. He's a really great man, and a whole lot of you. Sam Brown down here and his boys, fantastic. It's really great to be involved with you, and we're going to have a fabulous night. I'm sorry to say it again. We're going to be winning. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Now it is a distinct pleasure and honor for me to introduce to you a man who has quickly become a legend in Ireland and in UK, and one of the most exciting fighters in the world, always there to perform, really amplifies the word entertainment in boxing, one of the best fighters in the world today, the world champion, Carl Frampton.
Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you. I just want to kind of back up what everyone else has said up here. I think that this rematch with Leo Santa Cruz is going to be an amazing fight. The first one is considered one of the fights of the year. I don't think this can be any different. I think, you know, we're kicking off 2017 with a bang. Leo is an amazing fighter. I want to thank him for giving me the chance to fight for his title in July. I was more than happy to give him the rematch straight away, and these are the types of fights that I want to be involved in. And you know, if you want people to remember you in 20 or 30 years' time, when you finish boxing, you need to be fighting guys like Leo Santa Cruz. I respect him a hell of a lot. I respect him and his team. I know this is going to be a tough fight, but I'm preparing very, very hard in the gym. I'm going to do whatever it takes to make sure that I remain the champion and bring the title back home to Ireland. But I have a lot of respect for Leo and the rest of his team, and muchos gracias. Gracias.
Very good. Now, before we're going to post the fighters, I just want to make one last point. I'd like to acknowledge Sam Watson and his sons, Brandon and Marcus as well. It's great. It's not a big fight if they're not there, so they're here. It must be a big fight. And then I really want to thank somebody who, in my absence of the sport, has, and I'm making this point, usually I make it in the beginning of the press conference, but this time I want to make it in the end because it really means a lot to me. I want to thank Al Heyman for the passion he has for the sport of boxing. He has been criticized over the past years tremendously, but is this man who we as boxing fans should thank for putting these kind of matches together and supporting the fighters. I've never seen an advocate who is more pro-fighter than Al Heyman. I don't want to thank my good friend Al Heyman for that.
Hey Fight fans, if you haven't already subscribed to our channel, make sure you go ahead and do so because Behind the Gloves is worldwide with our coverage. All you have to do is click this little link right here.